TBS. Tafawa Balewa Square was initially used as a horsing ground called Lagos Race Course. The edifice was constructed by General Yakubu Gowon in 1972 and named after Nigeria's first Prime Minister, Sir Tafawa Balewa. Tafawa Balewa Square is located at 45/57 Marse Bangboshe Street on Lagos Island, Lagos, and referred to as TBS. TBS is a 50,000-seater capacity venue and houses the Remembrance Arcade, the 26-story Independence House, which at a time was the country's tallest building. When Lagos served as the country's seat of government, the National Assembly Complex was within the TBS. Also in the square are the National Broadcasting Commission Office, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency Office, shopping centers, travel agencies, restaurants, car parking lots, and a bus terminal. Tafawa Balewa Square is adorned with beautiful statues of white horses and red eagles, symbols of strength and dignity. Our historic neighbors include the King's College and the Holy Cross Cathedral. Tafawa Balewa Square hosted some of the country's memorable events, such as the Independence Day in 1960, when Nigeria gained independence from Britain, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which is celebrated annually on January 15. The edifice is a national cultural asset. Tafawa Balewa Square, Souk Enlightenment. The heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to SOUQ News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, SOUQ News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. SOUQ News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, SOUQ News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. SOUQ News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
Hello and welcome to SOUQ PULSE. It's always a delight being here and knowing fully well that you are on that other side. And not just watching, you're part of the program, you're joining the conversation. And like we say on SOUQ PULSE, you are never quiet. You keep talking. You know what it is. On SOUQ PULSE, we tell you talk. When economies are not growing, we say talk. When we are taking loans from organizations and our government, your country, mine can't account for it, we say talk. When those particular donor agencies, be them those from Bretton Woods, are dropping policies on those loans that are not helping your economy, we say talk. When businesses are not putting food on the table, we say talk. When borders are being shut, opened, doing well, not doing well, we say talk. It's SOUQ PULSE, and we just say, hey, put your hands on it. Can you feel the pulse? Is it positive? Is it negative? Talk. And we have this particular niche, and we say Africa has to do well. No matter what's happening in Asia, no matter who is chasing or who is being chased in Europe, we say, hey, Africa, where are you? It's SOUQ PULSE. My name is Chuks, John-Rogers Chuks, and it's always a delight to be here. Today on SOUQ PULSE, we will be going to a particular industry that is home. You heard me right. An industry that is home. Now, do you see it as an industry? Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of this particular program, the conversation is going to continue, and we will have planted that seed in you and in every other person that this is an industry and this is home. Remember, don't go anywhere. We have a guest. You will be delighted he came here today. SOUQ PULSE will be right back after this break.
My name is Dr. Rafiu Oladipo.
My name is Baba Jalal Repega.
I'm Reverend Julia Benite.
I'm Godi Odidi.
My name is Professor Oladokun Sulaiman Olarawaju.
SOUQ News is on the ground, loading.
Very enlightening, very educative, and entertaining.
Thank you to SOUQ News.
So I'm happy that SOUQ TV has come into existence.
I'm happy to be here in the SOUQ News.
I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and keep watching news that makes sense.
As Browning said, one's extension of one's reach should not exceed one's grasp, or what is heaven for. And I think SOUQ News is doing that.
Africa needs a voice of truth, and SOUQ News has become one of them. And get ready, get ready, get ready.
And keep watching.
Keep watching SOUQ News.
Keep watching SOUQ News. It's a place to be.
Keep watching SOUQ News.
Welcome back to SOUQ PULSE. Today on SOUQ PULSE, we are looking at indigenous medicine. Now, keep that particular term that is in your head. We'll talk about it. Yes, we're looking at indigenous medicine and we're asking direct questions. Can we look at this and harness the industry in it? And we're also asking ourselves how far, how well. There's no other way to bring this or to talk about this than bringing up, let's say if you go to a river and your canoe can catch a big fish, then you don't have a canoe. Because for fishes and it's big, you drag it. There's no other way to talk about this or to bringing up the number one person that is sharing that in the most populous nation in Africa. Yes, you heard me right. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, we have in our midst Professor Martins Emeje, who happens to be the Director General of Nigeria Natural Medicine Development Agency. They are the one tasked, as we speak right now, to bring this particular industry to the fore. Sir, you're welcome to SOUQ News.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You're welcome to SOUQ PULSE.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, we have to first introduce the station, who happens to be the parent, then the program.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm still trying to catch my breath. For those that might not understand, it took us a lot of back and forth on our own side. And on his own side, it was very easy. Sir, we say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are grateful. Now, let's start from this particular topic. They say someone that doesn't know where rain starts beating him sure doesn't know where his body gets dried.
Correct.
Why do we call indigenous medicine, or why is indigenous medicine called alternative medicine?
Okay. I have never called it alternative medicine.
Yes, but why do people outside
I
and the books
think
and the Western media, why do they call it
now I'm happy you said Western media.
alternative medicine?
Yeah, because people say alternative medicine, people say complementary medicine. They call indigenous medicine complementary medicine or alternative medicine. And I don't call it that way. And those who are knowledgeable in this area, like I am, don't call it alternative or complementary. And I'm not surprised that people call it that way. And why am I not surprised? We are a country that was colonized. Our system of education is a colonial education. Our curriculum is a colonial curriculum. So everything, including the fact that you are speaking English to me and I'm responding in English to this colonial. So Yoruba language, Hausa language, Igbo language are considered complementary or alternative. So we look at English as our lingua franca, which is not true. So I'm not surprised, therefore, that my medicine, which is indigenous to me, which my parents, which my ancestors used thousands of years before the colonial folks ever came to this place, is considered complementary or alternative. So it is as a result of the type of education that we have had over the years. That's why we see everything about us as inferior to foreign things.
Okay. Now, let me break it down. Once we talk about medicine that is ours, that is local to us, or talk of indigenous medicine, the first thing that comes to your mind is a herbalist. Let me also break it down. The person sitting with me, who I'm privileged to have in the studio, is not just someone who is learned. He is a professor. Not a professor in quote, not professor by award, not professor by gift. He's a research fellow, not research fellow by sitting in the house. Mind you. So right here, we don't get to talk. We give you an assignment. Go and find out. If we say somebody is the best in his field, we have him right now in the studio. So don't think maybe we are trying to push an agenda. No. We are holding ourselves responsible. This is SOUQ PULSE, and you know what we'll say. We hold you two responsible. So, sir, let's now move forward. If Chinese medicine is an industry, people travel around the world to China to get the easiest one, acupuncture. If Indian medicine is an industry, Nigerians travel around, take flight, ambulance to India. What has happened to African medicine? Let's now bring it to what has happened to Nigerian medicine.
Okay, thank you. And when we talk about Nigerian traditional medicine, we are actually talking about African medicine because Nigeria is Africa. So if you remove Nigeria from Africa, there's no Africa, and I mean that's a statement of fact. Even though one will want to be proud and practical about it. So I will be using African traditional medicine and Nigerian traditional medicine interchangeably to mean the same thing. Because if we get it right in Nigeria, then Africa gets it right. Okay, now you see, I told you earlier that colonialism was actually responsible for most of our thought processes, including looking at our own things as inferior, right? But we are not the only country that was colonized. You mentioned India. India was colonized by the same Britain that colonized us. But you know the difference? India never shelved its culture. Because your medicine is part of your culture. It's part of our cultural heritage. Okay? India never threw us away. And that's why today, India is the global center for traditional medicine. And I mean, I'm talking of about over $250 million US center that was established by Indian government and the World Health Organization on March 22nd of 2023. So this month, the next few days, it is going to celebrate 1 year anniversary of that global center. So the idea there, the issue therefore is that for us in Africa, our penchant for foreign things, our inferiority complex, our lack of believe in ourselves, the fact that we always want to be validated by other people is the biggest problem that we have. And it's not only in this sector, it's in all, if you look around, it's in all areas of our life. I mean, except in the Nollywood entertainment industry, where those guys had to fight seriously, and, you know, if they listened, and that's what we are trying to do in the area of indigenous medicine now. We have refused, we are not listening to anybody, we are telling people, if you don't know it, shut up. If you remember when Nollywood started, people were criticizing them. It's only juju films they do. It's only fetish things they do. But those guys, they refused to listen, and they pushed on until now that the world is reckoning with them. That is what this government has started in the area of indigenous medicine. We have woken up. You know, this is a renewed hope time. So we have woken up to the fact that, look, our indigenous medicine, which has been pushed to the background or relegated or ignored or bastardized, called names, different names in order to hang it and to ensure that foreign drugs continue to come to this place, making us an ordinary market for foreign drugs, is what we are working against now. And that's what my agency, the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency, is out to correct and in full force.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, a lot of you might be hearing this for the first time, like the name of the agency. Yes, it does exist. And yes, they are working. We've seen several pictures of your exhibitions. We'll get there towards the end of the show. But now, we are breaking myth. A lot of things people say, you, me, that have this black skin, and we are Nigerians and Africans. Yes. Why are people associating our indigenous medicine with mysticism, spiritualism?
Very, very straightforward, and I can tell you this. You see, and I'm going to be referring to colonialism as we make progress. And this is not to blame the colonial masters, because they have come, they left over 60 years ago. So we cannot be blaming them in 2024. I blame us now, where we are. But when you say, why do people associate our indigenous medicine to spiritism, being fetish? You hear Babalawo people. In fact, I am called a Babalawo DG, for your information. And I mean, even though I know that my colleagues, they joke around it when they call me Babalawo DG. But the reason they are no longer teasing me with it is because before you call me Babalawo DG, I say, are you people aware that Babalawo DG is in this room? So everybody laugh and they leave me alone. Because I'm actually proud to be a Babalawo DG. Okay? So now this is the issue. You know, when our colonial folks came, they came with education and religion. You know, the most prominent religion we are practicing now, Islam and Christianity, they don't belong to us. They are imported religion. We had our own religion. No? We had our religion, and nobody's religion is better than our own. Oh yes, nobody's religion is better than our own. But when they came, the way they came, they made it look like our religion is fetish. He is going to lead everybody to hell. So, Africans embraced this imported religion, and everything that we were doing, including our way of making medicine, had to give way to the new way of worship that had been imported. So that is how spiritism became, that's how fetishness, that is how you are Babalawo people. You are not doing things properly. That's how it grew. And you see, the truth is, you know, there's this saying that if you continually tell a lie,
Over time.
And people don't stop you. With time,
The next generation believes it.
that it is true. Okay, so that is what has happened to us. So because consistently, continually, we are told that our own way of worshiping is not good, we are not worshiping. Why is devil black?
I've not seen him before.
Why is God white?
He is black.
So see, so the truth is, we have been indoctrinated, and when we, and this is not to say everything about Western is bad actually, because I mean, if we didn't go to school, many of the things we wouldn't have known truly, right? Okay, so, but when we got to know these things, we were now supposed to use it to liberate ourselves, and that's what happened in Asia. Okay, so it is the constant bashing of our people with this information that yours is not good, you are inferior, you are fetish, your own is evil, the devil is black in color, angels are white in color, you know, saints are only in abroad, you know, and all of those things. Those are the things that that also touch our lives in different areas of our life, including our indigenous medicine. Okay, and maybe as we go forth, I will tell you because most of the drugs that I'm a Western trained farmer. By the way, I'm a pharmacist.
Yes, definitely. We'll get there.
So I'm a pharmacist. So I am drug. So when I talk about drug, everybody will listen. They will listen to me.
Okay. Now we are taking this a notch further. We are leaving the first phase. Now, education is a means of passing knowledge, information, culture, practices from one generation to the other. It's not necessarily what happens in the school.
No.
Good. Now we've had over time, just like you said, our tradition, our practices, our norms are completely being eroded, and with it, the knowledge of this particular means of medicine is almost gone.
Yes, correct.
Now, for some particular people, they still have this knowledge. For maybe those that have the quest to find out. But or some particular culture, some specific elderly people or young people or some families have this knowledge. Now we are coming close to your agency. Sir, now you are doing us a favor. Because when we say when the generation is lost, it's lost.
Yes.
So we are looking at you now more like an agency and a person leading an agency to help us conserve something.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Can we start looking forward to where we have that education? Even if it can't go general, but in some specific places, we have that education coming back and being passed on to the next generation, or to those interested.
The answer is categorically yes. This is a major mandate of the agency, and no agency, no institution in Nigeria has this kind of mandate. Okay, the mandate of ensure conservation, preservation of our cultural heritage. And it has to do with our indigenous medicine, which is both what we call medication and non-medication therapies. You see, I have lived in India, I have lived in China and in Japan, and these are the advanced countries when it comes to traditional medicine. When you go for international conferences, and as I'm speaking to you now, when you go for international conferences, even if the Prime Minister of Japan went to University of Oxford, at that international conference, he will not speak English. The Spanish Prime Minister, he will not speak English. The Chinese president will not speak English. Even Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, he will start speaking Hindi. And they all probably even went to school in Oxford. Do you know why? It's called national pride. It's called national pride. So, when anybody tells you, one of the things I tell my staff is that, look, nobody, I don't want to see anybody presenting slide and calling traditional medical practitioners illiterate, because they are not illiterate. That they cannot speak English or they cannot write in English does not mean that they are illiterate. In fact, you are the one that is an illiterate because you don't understand what they are doing. Somebody who is speaking, writing in his or her own language, dialect of Yoruba or Igala or Idoma or Hausa or Igbo, you are saying he's illiterate because he did not go to university to go and do your BSc and speak English. You say he's illiterate, he's not illiterate, right? So that is why, this is one of the reasons why our forebears, and I mean national forebears, said, look, there was the need to create an agency called the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency with the mandate to ensure that people are taught. So my agency has a college, has a tertiary institution accredited by Federal Ministry of Education through the National Board for Technical Education, where we teach and we use different languages. We do not say that you must come and learn in English. No, we will teach you the language you understand. Even if you have one student and he's Igala and he does not understand English, we will go and get a lecturer who understands that language to teach our students. Because that is the way to ensure that we preserve our cultural heritage. Why do you think people look at practitioners of traditional medicine this way? Because they are, in fact, even the traditional medical practitioners, a lot of them have been made to think that they are not educated. I am the one telling them now that nobody is as educated as you. Oh yes, nobody is as educated as you. I'm a professor, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
That's not in doubt.
Okay.
That's still not in doubt.
From this marina to my office in VI, if my car breaks down on the road, do you know I don't know what to do about it? I will call a mechanic, and I bet you the mechanic, the probability that that mechanic did not go to secondary school, it would be very high. But I am professor, and I can repair my car. And the guy who didn't go to secondary school will come and repair that car in few minutes. He'll fix it and go. So he's a professor in that area.
Very
so if I was raising my shoulder, I am professor. Well, then go and trek from Marina to do you understand? So, and that's what we must begin to put in our psyche. We must begin to reorientate ourselves. We must begin to have attitudinal change in the way we see things and the way we look at things and the way we behave in this country. People must begin. Look, everybody has something that you have talent in. You see, you know we are special people, especially Nigerians. Everybody, there's something you have talent in. Whether you went to Western school method of education or not, there's something you have talent in. You are very intelligent in doing. Let everybody focus on what you are intelligent, what you are talented in doing. If we all begin to focus on those things we know how to do well, see, then we will not be where we are. We will develop. And that's why you see that, I mean, my agency has existed for almost 30 years, but many people say they didn't know that. I say yes, because all of you over the years have tried to destroy the agency that is the most important agency in Nigeria, most important government agency in Nigeria. And I'm saying it with all sense of humility, but with pride and from point of information and knowledge and professional qualification. That is the only thing. Fortunately, you can even see the way our economy is right now. Okay? Look at the way our economy is. Look at how big pharma companies are leaving Nigeria. And people have been interviewed, have been asked questions by so many journalists who ask me, what is your opinion on pharmaceutical industries leaving Nigeria? And they will be expecting me to say, it's not good that government has to do something about it. They get disappointed when I respond. So many of them are not even publishing it. They are disappointed because I am saying it is an opportunity for growth. It is an opportunity to go back to our roots. It is an opportunity to develop our own. It is an opportunity for local R&D and develop our products. And at NNMDA, we don't just talk, we walk. Ask my minister, Chief Uchennaji. With pride, he came here last week to come and launch products. And he has spent only 7 to 8 months as a minister, and he has launched product that nobody has done in the history of Nigeria. And we have not started. We are just trying to gather storm. We haven't started. Yes.
We have just 1 hour for this program.
I'm sorry.
And I'm trying. No, you don't need to be sorry for anything. We are going beyond this, so that's not an issue. But let's try and capture what we can for this particular 1 hour.
Okay.
You mentioned something, and I want to dwell on it.
Okay.
Over time, most people might not understand. When I say we now, I'm talking about we Nigerians and other countries in Africa.
Yes.
Are we directly or indirectly fighting pharma organizations, pharmaceutical agencies, big pharma companies?
No.
With or without knowing it?
No.
Are they taking control are they taking a big share of the market knowingly?
Big pharma industries,
Yes.
of course, yes. We don't even have any share now.
Now,
We are trying to build having share now in the market. Okay. Right now, we are just a market for foreign drugs because we don't make any drug. Let me say it again. Maybe you didn't
emphasize on don't make any drug.
We do not make any drug in Nigeria.
The pharma companies here? What do they do?
Which pharma companies?
The ones that package paracetamol or package...
You have answered the question and you say the package. You have answered the question, so you even know. You know you're a journalist, you must have done research. You see, because let me tell you, drug is different from drug product or medicine. You see, when that white tablet that you call paracetamol, we call it paracetamol tablet. The drug itself is called paracetamol. That is the drug. That is the chemical entity that is inside that white tablet. That white tablet is called drug product or medicine. So the right way to call it is to say paracetamol tablet or paracetamol medicine or paracetamol product. Okay? Now, there are many other things we add to the paracetamol, which is the drug, in order to make it a tablet or make it a solution, a syrup or an injection. Those other things, we call them excipients. Example of excipient is starch.
Okay.
Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava starch in the world.
Yet we import.
The only other country that dares us is Brazil. Yet, the starch that we use to make these tablets that I'm talking about, imported. So when I tell you, so this one is even starch. I'm not talking of the paracetamol that is even a chemical entity. Okay? But we need time to talk about this actually, because let me tell you how bad it is so that you know how relevant my agency is and the huge courage that the current government has taken to ensure that the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency go against the tide. You see that white powder that becomes tablet. Before you get it, example, the one that is used for treating malaria now, when you hear of ACT, that white powder is obtained from a plant. That plant is called Artemisia annua. We grow it here in Nigeria. So you plant that herb on the farm. That means people, like as we are importing that powder now, it means that the people that will grow that plant, as it's coming from China, those people, they are Chinese. Okay. They are growing the plant in China, isn't it?
Okay.
Okay. The people that weed, because when you plant something, you have to be weeding it, you have to be taking care of it now, isn't it?
Exactly.
Okay, so a lot of people are employed to cultivate the land. A lot of people are employed to weed as the plant is growing, as the herb is growing, a lot of people are employed to harvest it when it is mature. Then a lot of people are employed to drive the vehicle that will transport it from the farm to the warehouse. A lot of people are also employed in the warehouse to do what we call extraction. A lot of people are employed to do what we call characterization in the factory there. Before it will now become white powder, which we will now go and import. So all the people involved from that farm to making it white powder, the way I explain it now, do you know who is paying their salary? Nigeria.
We that are importing.
We are the one paying. We pay so that those people will be working in their own country. What a shame.
And a lot of those, countries don't have malaria. They don't have issues of malaria.
What a shame and an insult. I've just given you one example.
And that cuts across.
Oh yes, it cuts across every other. About 40 to 60% of the drugs that you are seeing in that pharmacy, in those hospitals, they are from plants. I've not moved to animals because they are drugs from animals, from cockroaches, from insects.
Come again?
Yes, I have not moved to that place. I have a cockroach research center here at Emeje, in Lagos, in Ikorodu. My agency has. We call it. See,
we shouldn't be scared of cockroach anymore. Then.
Wait, see, so that I will not be. So, when we import,
okay,
when we buy, you are happy. You have imported. You are coming to make tablet in Lagos. You are paying the salary of all those people, while our own brothers and sisters in Nigeria that should have been on the farm planting that herb, weeding, irrigating, pruning, dressing, maintaining, harvesting, transporting, going to the factory, extracting. What we call good agricultural cultivation, good harvesting, good extraction, good laboratory, good manufacturing practices, all of them abroad. Is called outsourcing of your own resources. That's what we do. So that's how we have been behaving. And that's what my agency say no. And we have full support of the federal government and say go and do it. We are fully behind. You can see, Mr. President, are you hearing him complaining because pharma industries are leaving Nigeria? He's not complaining because he knows there is an opportunity for my agency to come and do so. And that's why we prove. That's why we have also proven that, sir, see what we have done. And we haven't started. Now, you see, when we for every herb, one herb like that, okay, by our calculation, and when we start involving economics, we know that it will be better than that. But by our own calculation as scientists, for a single herb that we develop fully in this full value chain is 3.8 million jobs.
For every single herb?
Of one medicinal plant,
okay,
that we develop from the beginning to the end.
Now
3.8 million jobs. And we are doing it with Alimosho local government right now. And
we are looking at just development of the herb, the plant.
Yes.
Down to now. We've not even started talking about marketing.
No.
Or agency.
No.
We've not even gone to that side of
it. You know, when my minister came last week to launch products, within 3 days that he left, we received about 15 letters from different MSMEs and pharmaceutical companies, industries, telling us that they want to take our product to the market. That's where we are now.
Take the product to the market in Nigeria?
Yes, in Nigeria. No, they can take it anywhere. We even let them take anywhere. We want them to even take it abroad, so that are we not importing Chinese products? Are we not importing products from even Bangladesh? Sorry, I'm not relegating any country, but I have gone there. I have gone to these places. Honestly, I have any Nigerian, as I'm talking today, any Nigerian who is an intellectual, who has gone abroad and is an honest Nigerian, ask them that is that country, including America. Those who are honest, ask them that is that country better than Nigeria? The answer is a big no.
Now you are making me feel like you're making me feel ashamed of the. I think I've spent some time.
I'm angry.
You're making me feel ashamed of. Why have we not resorted in pushing this information and this agenda and putting it on the forefront for a very long time? We've paid lip service on this for far too long.
Correct. Because many of us in this country, we are stooges to the Western world and Europe. We are stooges.
Okay.
They will not like it. Me, I don't even want to travel, sir. So if they like, because I say they should say, I will not even, I want to do this thing and prove and
let's look at some
many of us are actually stooges. And you know, the truth also is, and these are, we have some people in this country that are very powerful, right?
Okay.
Very powerful business people, whether government or private, that the truth is they will never want us to develop indigenous things.
Because of what they benefit.
Yes.
Because of who is paying them.
Because of what they benefit. Because of what they benefit. All these benefit now, you don't die, you don't finish you.
Okay. Sir, I need to catch my breath and drop my shame somewhere. But before we completely get that done, let's go on a break, sir. We'll be right back. SOUQ PULSE is still here. Don't go anywhere. Prof is still here. Hello and welcome back to SOUQ PULSE. I told you today was going to be electric. It's not just electric, it shocked me too, because if we say we are Africans and we are Nigerians and we are busy looking for foreign direct investment, whereas right in front of us, what we can really put to work and get healthy and get money is right in front of us. And we say it on SOUQ PULSE without looking at anybody's face. Talk. And we've taken this upon us. This is SOUQ News. We are all about positive programming. We still have Professor Emeje here. So, sir, please, our time is almost passing, but I want you to talk about this. Now, your agency, apart from being in the forefront for this particular medicine, I'm not adding natural or traditional, medicine is medicine.
Yes.
For this particular medicine, for this particular industry, because we can't call it again, because it is an industry.
It is an industry.
Now,
in the next 7 years, it's going to be about $349 billion US. By 2050, it's estimated to be about $5 trillion US.
And we're not playing. Nigeria or Africa is not playing in this field.
Yes.
Now, you have several centers across.
Yes.
You've been a researcher from your days at the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research.
Correct.
Good. When I was a student, I met you there.
Okay.
I will explain later. So now, sir, how do you get funding, knowing fully well that you have a whole lot of projects ongoing?
Okay. That's a major drawback. And one of the things that I have, anybody who has watched me since I became Director General of the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency about 8 months ago, I have not complained of funding, because I will not. You know why? No need to complain about funding. The one that I have, I will use it. When I use it judiciously, people will come and meet me. Like now, I'm the one saying, we'll meet tomorrow. When I started, I was the one running around and nobody wanted to see me because they say, that agency, the agency of 300 million naira capital. Nobody was interested in talking to me. But with that now, I have done what people that don't have, people that have 40 billion naira, what they cannot do. I have used my money, my own 300 million now. That is not up to $500 million. Now, because of that, people are now coming and saying, okay, how can we help? So when you talk about funding, right, the truth is funding can never be enough. But for me, government has done well by establishing an agency. Government has done well by putting the basic infrastructure. Government has done well by employing staff. I have almost 150 staff. Government has employed staff. Now, in other clients that we're always referring to, that we're always jumping to, we are running to and all of that, the private sector is a huge funder of research and development. Check out our own environment. All our philanthropists that we have, their donations, how many of them have you heard that they have foundation in any research institute? Or they have established one huge funding for a particular disease area, or for particular ailment, or for developing something indigenous in an area. In fact, I was at a conference in US some few years back, and after making my presentation, a white man asked me that, am I aware of a 1 million, that's about 10 or 11 years ago, am I aware of a 1 million naira or dollar, I can't remember exactly, that he called the name of the person, a Nigerian, donated to that university in abroad for research in Malaysia to do exactly, or they are looking for how to steal money. Do you understand? Yes. I'm talking of 20, 30 million naira. Yes, let people be surprised to hear that from me. I'm talking of 20, 30 million naira. I'm not talking of billions. When I'm a pharmacist, right? When we were in pharmacy school, we were taught, and as a professor, I teach in the university. Also right now, I have postgraduate students. And I have stopped telling my students that you see those things we learned, that you need 800 million US dollars to 1 billion US dollars to put a drug in the market. Forget it. It is not true. It is true in order to put a chemical product in the market. But we don't need that amount of money to put our own products in the market. As I'm talking to you now, my brother, see, more than 160 million Nigerians don't have access to these foreign drugs. What do you think they are using in the villages? Then, instead of us to apply the knowledge we have gained from the university to go and refine those things they are using in the village, we are here. It does not meet international standard. It is this. It is the mechanism of action of holding one enzyme. You have not known it yet. Look at you. The people that are in the village right now, right now, who cannot buy ACT, who cannot buy augmentin. That's why I like my minister. That's why I like my minister, Uche Naji. When he came to do launching for us, he said, look, I know that augmentin is about 15,000 naira now. So, and this your product is not up to 1,000 naira. This is what I'm recommending for everybody. And there's a particular disease that is prevalent in your village. There's a particular type of plant that people in your village are using. My agency, we will develop that. So you will no longer go and be lining up in the house of one man or one woman to be making concoction for you. We will carry that plant. We will cultivate the plant in good agricultural way of, then we will build factory for making those products in that your village. As I'm talking to you, we are completing Kano, Jesse in Delta State, Abakaliki in Ebonyi State, Akure in Ondo State. We are completing them now. In less than 8 months, we are completing all those things. If you see our plant, our herbal medicinal plant in Plateau State, you bow for us. That is where we are going. So that in each of these places in our country, we will cultivate those plants, we will establish our factories there, we will produce the raw materials there, we will make the medicinal products there, the people there will use it. We are also partnering with states and local governments. The biggest partner we have right now is Alimosho local government in Lagos. Lagos. One young chap there is the chairman. His name is Jalili. 500 billion naira worth of partnership. We have huge. They have given us he and his governor Sanwo-Olu. They have cleaned up their paper and donated a huge plot of land to us in Alimosho. and we are developing it. Look, we are converting waste to wealth. Where they gave us is a huge refuse dump. And I was the one that chose that place over the other 2 places they gave. They were surprised that I chose there. But that is what professionalism is. We have a reason why we chose there. We have an innovative platform called Integrated Medicinal Product Development Platform in my agency that we use in doing this development. So you are going to see a country, and you know, we don't send, to use our common this thing. We don't send. So if you want to join us, our door is open for everybody to join us. If you don't want to join us, stay on your lane. If you know it, come. We are big enough to accommodate.
Thank you very much.
If you don't know, keep quiet. Or come, let's teach you. If you are too proud, because another thing is that many of us, especially those who have gone to school, who have gone to go and do all these degrees. You know, I also have degree. That's the beauty of it, because all these things about Western training. I mean, all these things about Western training, I know it. So everything they know there, I know. Then this other part, what I know there, they don't know.
Thank you very much.
So it's either you come and join this train, or you stay on your lane and watch us.
Move.
Watch us, because we are about to take off. We have cleared ground. The tarmac is clear now. We are waiting to take off.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very grateful to have you. This conversation is going to continue.
Are we done?
Definitely. No, we are not done. We are coming to your office. We'll sit down and we'll get to talk.
Okay.
We have a whole lot to talk about.
Okay.
To everybody out there, now you get to see what we'll talk about. It is SOUQ Sports. It is SOUQ Pulse, sorry. And remember what we say. Say it. Don't ever keep quiet. You're asking, there's a program coming up on SOUQ News, Show Me the Money. So this is the money. Put your money where your mouth is. This is an investment you can't run away from. This is an industry that is going to grow. Are you going to wait for foreigners to come and take over the same industry? Because if they see it, they will put their money there.
Exactly.
So hey, let's start. Africa, wake up.
Exactly.
Thank you very, very much for being part of this show. And thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
We'll do this again tomorrow. And hey, we'll give you and bring you insight of behind the scene with Prof. Thank you very much. Bye.